Now on CoastTV News.
Library project advances as work continues in Rehoboth Beach. How much more in funding officials say they're looking for to get complete. Plus, homelessness housing efforts continue. The next step that's taking place in Georgetown today in addressing the ongoing homeless situation.
It's been a pleasant morning. Temperatures are in the 60s Delmarva wide. We are tracking the return of some showers over the weekend. I'll have the latest timing coming up.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is the last day of the month, Thursday, April 30th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Starting off by taking a live look out into Rehoboth Beach this morning, and this is a sign that the temperatures are warming up. You got a nice group of people taking a walk on the boardwalk. Turning out to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono for a look at today's forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning out there. We had a few spotty showers overnight. Didn't really amount to much. We have mostly sunny skies here in Cambridge, 65 degrees with that wind out of the northwest at about 12 miles an hour. So we're going to hover around the mid to upper 60s in Cambridge through the afternoon under partly cloudy skies. A really nice day. We're holding at 62 Millsboro, 61 in Milford, and we are at 59 in Rehoboth Beach. So we have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies across the area. Winds are going to gust a bit through the afternoon with some gusts of 25-30 miles an hour. We see a few higher clouds there filtering in from Virginia. The front now offshore, and we're looking pretty good through the afternoon as we get up close to 70 across some portions of the peninsula, especially away from the coast. We'll fall to 62 by around 8 under mainly clear skies. Chilly night ahead as some areas are going to be dipping into the upper 30s come early Friday morning. We'll talk about some rain chances over the weekend and much cooler temperatures ahead of another warm up into early next week. Grace.
Chris, now the Ocean City Police Department is advising drivers that southbound Coastal Highway Route 1 was closed earlier this morning following a crash, and currently it still is. We're showing you that affected area highlighted on your screen now between 127th Street and 125th Street. This comes as Ocean City has ordered a town-wide max speed limit of 30 miles an hour while the Cruise and OC event is taking place. Crews are reportedly still working actively on the scene, and drivers are being asked to use caution if traveling around that area. And in Milton, crews were called just before 10:30 a.m. this morning to the scene of a crash, where these images will come to us in just a moment now. It's at the area right next to the Milton Library. We're being told that a car is partially submerged in the Broadkill River. Our CoastTV News team is working on the scene now. As details are still limited, we will follow this story later today. And the Rehoboth Beach Library is one step closer to a large transformation. Construction of its downtown renovation is continuing to move ahead with more than 70% of funding already in place. Library leaders are calling on the community to help bring the project across the finish line. The library says that an extra 30% in funding would help to finish the full renovation, including the part of the building that they're still using now. People that we spoke to in the city say the library has long been a trademark.
I can't wait to see it open when the renovations are finished because this place has been around for a long time. It's a historical landmark, kind of thing. So I'm glad to see it's happening.
Once completed, the upgraded library will include better accessibility, new technology, more flexible meeting spaces, and expanded areas for children, teens, and community programs. Happening today, the push for affordable housing and help for those facing homelessness is continuing to grow in Georgetown. Its Supportive Housing Committee is set to review recommendations for Phase 1 of the Delaware Interagency Collaborative to End Homelessness. This is an advisory group that was created by Governor Matt Meyer in 2025. Georgetown leaders will gather at 4 p.m. to discuss. And in Lewis, Democratic State Representative Alana Berry will continue to host a community meeting. This is for the HOA leaders along the Minos-Conway corridor. It'll take place tonight at 5 o'clock at the Delaware State Police Trooper 7 building. Berry is expected to discuss key issues affecting the area, including roadway projects, healthcare, wastewater concerns, and public safety. And a development called Inland Oaks is seeking to add 84 single-family homes on the land that's between Robbinsville Road and Route 24. Plans are still in the very early stages of the review process. Documents say if at some point this development does move forward, it would generate 815 more car trips on the road every day. Some people living in Lewis think it's a great idea, but others aren't too sure.
I think more and more people are coming down to Lewis, especially from areas of New York and New Jersey where the taxes are very, very high. And people that are in their retirement are on a fixed income, so they find this area more affordable for their income.
Not every development that is built brings much to the community. They tend to utilize the resources, but not contribute to the resources.
State agencies like DNREC and DelDOT will now write their responses to developers about this project, with comments required on or before May 20th, meaning this development is still months away from going to the county for approvals. And as you can see on your screen now, this isn't the only new development happening on Route 24. It was back in December that Sussex County Council approved the rezoning of Belmead, which redevelops 39 acres of farmland into a mixed-use site featuring businesses and apartments. Also off Route 24, the Walden community, bringing hundreds of homes to the area since its approval in 2018. And Avelo Airlines celebrating its 5th anniversary. And to celebrate, Avelo is offering $50 off round-trip based fares with the promo code 5 years for travel now through November. The airline has flown more than 74,000 flights, nearly 1 million travelers through Wilmington Airport alone since their service began there. Now stay with us, because coming up next on Coast TV News Midday, honoring historic team. It's this week's Coastal Connections, and it's a look back 45 years ago to the team that was recently recognized for their achievements.
Really nice end to the week. Plenty of sunshine over the next few days, and then we do see clouds and shower chances increase as we go into the start of the weekend. Congratulations, Charles Williams of Milton, Delaware, winning an umbrella for Coast TV. Have an update on drought conditions across Delmarva coming up here in a few minutes.
In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the bond of young athletes from Dagsboro, Frankfort, and other small communities became part of something big, and it unified the people in southern Sussex County. Recently, they were honored for what they did, and in this week's Coastal Connection, we look back to a very special time for Indian River High School.
This is, going to the gym or leaving the gym, but going back to class, back into the high school. So this is called the tunnel. Fun place, fun place.
The place at the time was the Indian River High School. It's now John M. Clayton Elementary School in Frankfort. And this literal walk down memory lane for Matt Spence brings him back to his senior year in 1981.
We did something that most schools would never do. You went back to back.
The back-to-back were state basketball championships, 1980 and 1981. Add to that 8 consecutive Henlopen and South titles, and there was a dynasty taking place in southeast Delaware. In mid-April of 2026, Spence's teams were inducted into the Delaware Afro-American Sports Hall of Fame.
It's just a huge accomplishment. It's just a good honor. I really appreciate it, and I just, we've earned it.
Spence's contributions earned selection to the Blue Gold All-Star Game, which is quite an accomplishment when you consider his basketball experience covered only a couple of years.
Actually, I never picked up a basketball until I was in the 6th grade. But once I started playing it, I said, you know what, I want to master this game and I want to be real good at it.
If Spence was real good, his teammate Charles Rain was great. The 2-time first-team All-State player averaged over 18 points and 14 rebounds his senior year. This now empty gym is where Spence, Rain, Chris Shelton, Kevin Garrison, Jose Turlington, Donald Sturgis, Rudy Thomas, Nikita Farlow, Darnell Phillips, they all became part of Indian River basketball lore.
That's the 1981 team. It was standing room only. Trust me, it was standing room. The doors was locked. Those were the entrance doors. The doors was probably locked at 7 o'clock. So, people wanting to get in just to come see us play, man. It was great. It was great.
Greatness that 45 years later is now forever enshrined. For Coast TV, I'm Matt Pensick.
We have plenty of sunshine out there on this Thursday morning, and the cold front that pushed through last night really didn't help us all that much. It really didn't do anything to help in the drought. In fact, our drought conditions got worse. We didn't really see that much rain, and the temperatures really didn't cool down all that much. We have more of a northwest wind flow, though, behind the front. We're at 63 Salisbury, 61 in Milton, and we are at 57 in Bethany Beach. The winds picked up a bit, with some gusts near 20, 25 miles an hour out of the northwest, and we'll continue to see gusts here and there through the afternoon. We have some higher clouds off to the south, clear skies across the most of the peninsula. They're mostly sunny skies. We have a weak front that's going to be pushing through. This weak area of low pressure is going to be swinging through late tomorrow night. Could bring a brief sprinkle or shower, and then a more stronger system is going to be developing along the southeast coast over the weekend. That may just kind of graze the peninsula with some light shower activity. But yes, we do need the rainfall. We are in a deficit for the month, nearly 2 inches shy of where we should be. And then for the year, we're nearly 2.5 inches shy of where we should be. So we need some catching up to do. Now, the latest drought meter is out, and now moderate drought expands for all of Delaware and most of the midshore. You can see this orange color along the outer edge of the midshore down through the southern portion of the peninsula. Severe drought. So we are officially in a drought throughout the entire peninsula, and you can see rain chances over the next 7 days. That shower opportunity over the weekend, and then we'll have another chance of rain as we go into the latter part of next week as another cold front pushes through. Remember, last week, this week was looking promising for rain. Really hasn't materialized. We get up to 70 this afternoon in Georgetown. Mid to upper 60s at the beaches. Will remain mainly clear overnight, dipping into the upper 30s to lower 40s. So a chilly start to our Friday. 70 this afternoon in Georgetown, 68 Easton to 70 in Snow Hill. So the wind's not all that crazy, but we'll see a gust here and there to 25, 30 miles an hour through the afternoon. We dipped to 41 Georgetown, 45 Lewis. Wouldn't surprise me to see some upper 30s across the western portion of the peninsula as we go into Friday morning. So another beautiful day tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Then as we go into the wee hours of Saturday morning, that weak disturbance passes, bringing a brief opportunity of a shower. Then we're focusing our attention on that coastal low to bring some potential light rain to the area Saturday afternoon through Sunday evening. You can see the bulk of this precipitation shield staying offshore. So the further west and north you go, the lesser chance you have of any rain. The best chance of any showers are going to be closest to the coast and to the southern reaches of the peninsula. Quick moving system. By Sunday, we welcome back mostly sunny skies. It does turn quite windy into Sunday with some gusts 35 to near 40 miles an hour. Temperatures are going to basically hover around the upper 50s to lower 60s over the weekend, and then we warm up pretty quickly into next week, 77 by Tuesday. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up on DSN at 4, it's live Bayside Conference softball when Decatur hosts Mardella. Then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can watch that Decatur-Mardella softball game on DSN Plus along with these exclusives at 4 p.m. Those two schools go at it in baseball at 4:15. It's Henlopen Conference baseball when Sussex Central travels to Indian River and Central hosts Lake Forest in softball. Plus, here's what you can look forward to Coast Life this afternoon.
Hope you're having a good Thursday here along coastal Delmarva. If you joined us today at 4 on Coast Life, here's what's coming your way. If you enjoy good food, good wine, good music, well, there's a perfect festival for you to be checking out. Also, Nonsense, the sequel. We're going to be chatting what's going on with our friends at the Milton Theater. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
A gray seal recovered in Dover. And yes, you heard that right. The Mare Institute says this seal was spotted by the St. John's River. And seals, they'll actually swim pretty far inland to rivers to fish at times. That includes Kent County. One rescuer noting he was rather robust and fairly responsive. Mare then saved the seal when they saw that he had labored breathing. Now, keeping with Mare's naming theme of the year, fonts, the seal was named Franklin Gothic, and it was just last week that Mare rescued a seal off Cape Henlopen and named her Wingding Verdana, another font. Now coming up next, a local community tackling a national issue. People on the Eastern Shore taking to the nation's capital in support of a call to remove a certain protected status. Stay with us. Looking across Delmarva, members of the local Haitian community went to Washington, D.C. this week in support of the federal temporary protected status for Haiti. The status determines the country's citizens eligible to stay in this country and work if they cannot safely return to their own country for various dangerous conditions. The Trump administration asking for a pause in the status back in March. The case could impact more than 350,000 Haitians living in the U.S., including a sizable population on the Eastern Shore.
It is very important for us as immigrants. We are really called here as home, and we build a family and a business, and we've been contributing and everything. And we have a lot of the Haitian TPS holder down here in Maryland. So we think it is very, very important for us to be present at this organization at this time.
A final decision on putting a pause on Haiti's temporary protected status is not expected until the summer.
Well, it's been a pretty nice morning on the peninsula as we see temperatures right now 61 degrees in Dover, on our way to highs in the upper 60s, partly cloudy skies. Beautiful afternoon ahead. You can get your latest forecast by calling our First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Broxton Mandalas Federico. Your exclusive 10-day forecast is up next. Plenty of sunshine to round out the week today, right around 70, upper 60s into Friday, so looking pretty good there. A little unsettled as we go into Saturday. Not a complete washout, but we're going to be dealing with kind of some nuisance light showers as we go into Saturday afternoon through Saturday evening. And temperatures are going to be quite cool over the weekend. Upper 50s for most of us on Saturday, lower 60s by Sunday. Cold start to the week, though. Monday morning, upper 30s, but we warm up pretty quickly back into the mid to upper 70s.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 and 6 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Thursday.